Well, it's been one of the big sensations, really, of the year when we discovered that we actually had a different person that was looking after the Isle of Man. You know what we're talking about, King David. Well, actually goes by just Drew, and I'm very privileged to say we're joined in America by the man himself, the King, or the Lord of Man, should I say, if I got that right?
It's probably more the King of Man. I think the Queen would object to me calling myself Lord of Man. So,
Okay, well, I mean, can you just take our viewers through the story, not too long a version, but just how this all came about?
sure. Well, it was about 8 years ago when I started doing genealogy research, and I was looking into my American Civil War ancestors, and I was on Ancestry.com, that website, and just kept clicking back and back. Pretty soon I saw myself following different branches of the family tree, and I was going back hundreds and hundreds of years. And I guess I'm a little embarrassed to admit I wasn't much of a student of history, so there were some pretty significant names on the tree there. So I had to do a little bit of work in discovering who these people were as well. So, but I started keeping a blog about that time. I was sharing it really just with family members. And, one day I get an email from a gentleman in the UK who said, "I think you have a claim to being the king of the Isle of Man." And he said, "If you're interested in learning more about this, give me a call." And I sat on it for a little while, but I eventually made the phone call. So, and the rest is history. So,
Well,
you know,
I remember it all happening some years ago, and there was a lot of internet chatter about the whole thing. Then it went
a
quiet.
little bit, yeah, a little bit of internet
A
chatter
little bit.
happened.
It went quiet for a bit, but I mean, then what? TLC, the Learning Channel, such in America, in touch with you or whatever, and well, tell us what
Yeah,
happened.
that's along the way with some of the media exposure from the story here in the States primarily. I made contact with a gentleman who was a film writer, a movie writer, and he had some contacts and, got me in touch with a production company, Mac Pictures, Tent City, who's involved in the production end of things. And they brought me to TLC, and they thought that our story was interesting enough to follow us. So that's kind of how that all started.
So you had how 6 or so weeks, weren't you here filming with them during the last few months?
Yeah, we were there for about 8 weeks,
Wow,
and
so good time then.
yeah, a bit of time. So we got to see almost everything we wanted to see on the island. We got to see, so it
Now,
was fun.
what sort of show is it? Is it a constructed reality? I mean, were you given scenes? Were they set up, or what happened?
It is. Gosh, I don't want to reveal too much of the trade secret, but it, it it is us. Nothing is scripted. So, you when you see the show, you see me, you see my wife Pam, my daughter Grace. You see our etiquette coaches, my royal secretary. You see all that as it unfolds. So none of that is set up or scripted. You know, we had to prepare a little bit for where we might go, people we might see along the way on the trip. So that wasn't necessarily 100% organic because you have to plan something. But what happened once we got there, none of that was, and you don't know how people are going to react and what they're going to say to you and how they might find you. So it was, that was all natural the way it worked. So.
There's so many programs on especially American television, all fighting for an audience. I hear the good vibes though coming back, and even could be a return visit at some point for
You
season
know,
two.
where that would be, I think everybody likes that. Yeah, I think the network, certainly we would like that. And, from what we hear and what people have seen so far, yeah, pretty good feedback. They like what they see. It's entertaining. And I guess to that point, I just, I think that I'm not oblivious to concerns that people in the Isle of Man have for what may have been picked up on camera and how they might have been portrayed. So I just want to put everybody at ease because the Manx, the other people that live in the Isle of Man, they are not the butt of the joke.
There was that worry that
The
you were going to send the Isle of Man up a bit, I guess.
Yeah, that was never. I mean, I take my ancestry pretty seriously. Um, my claim I take maybe not quite as serious, but it's certainly important to me and the family history. So, and of course, I don't want to make anybody look bad. Clearly, if there is a joke, the punchline is me. So I don't, I don't, and I think that comes across pretty well. So, we've got a little bit of video. You'll see clearly it's me
This is the
and
promo
not
tape that's been running, I think, isn't it? We're looking at now.
exactly. Yeah. So as you watch that, you'll see that, you know, where you'll see where the humor is, and who the joke is on. So.
It's been an amazing journey, I guess, for you just so far, and you just don't know where it's going to go yet, do you? Still
No, I
more.
mean it really is. I traveled once before to the UK, spent a weekend. Wasn't very long. My family, my wife Pam, and my daughter Grace. This is the first time they've been out of the country, out of the United States, and an extended stay. It was. I mean, we had a really good time. There's. I don't want to reveal too much, but in the last episode, we kind of set up what our future plans are going to be, and so some people might like that, some may not.
It sounds very
But
interesting. Now, the UK audience won't get it on TLC for yet a while, I understand. It's launching with you on the 8th in America, but there'll be a little lag
on the
before
9th,
we see it.
September the 9th here
9th.
in the States, yeah. And then I generally, to follow the progression of things, it's probably a month or two afterwards. It'll show in the UK. I'm sure they'll promote it quite a bit. And of course, I'll let you and other folks know when I know it's going to come out. So
Fantastic. So your house looks quite normal. I was expecting to see some sort of royal look to it, but no, you haven't gone crazy.
This is all green screen. I didn't want people to think, that I was living too high on the hog. So I just put in a normal house.
So no servants, no limousine.
Well, they're off to the side, ready to pull the link if there's any trouble. So yeah.
Well, Drew, or should I say King David, thank you for joining us. We wish you well with the project, and we'll see what reaction it produces. Yes.
Well, thank you so much for having me, and really appreciate it, and I hope everybody likes what they see.